Okay, thank you for joining our webinar here today with VoIP Supply and Snom. Sarah from Snom will be taking over here momentarily, but just a couple of housekeeping notes here. If there's any questions, please use the Q&A button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, and we'll answer the questions at the end of the presentation. A little bit about VoIP Supply. If you haven't been familiar with us in the past, some of our key components here is our hardware and provisioning services, 60 manufacturers and 16,000 products, all with the ability to be provisioned for you. We have end user and reseller programs for both types of customers. A popular program is our VoIP rental program for our reseller and service provider customers, where it gives them the ability to have the widest variety of products and tie that all into one low monthly payment for their customers. The CloudSpan Marketplace is a single location to shop for VoIP service providers for the end user, and also for the reseller to build their monthly recurring revenue, and obviously also receive discounts on hardware coming through VoIP Supply. Our fulfillment services, which we work with several of the larger, well-known service providers in the industry, where we will provision their equipment, ship it right out to their customers, blind ship, so that the service provider never has to touch that equipment, and it will be provisioned as their customers require. And then lastly, our refresh and reclaim program, where we will do both buying and selling of used equipment. So helps if someone's looking to offload some costs by selling some old equipment, or if someone's looking to buy equipment at a reduced price, this refresh and reclaim program works well for that. There a little bit more about our provisioning and fulfillment services. We have a custom portal with an API that orders can come in through. We get all of those provisioned and shipped right out to the customer, usually same day, depending on when the order comes in. But most of those provisioning and fulfillment orders do get out same day that the order comes in, regardless of the size. All right, and then also for our reseller customer base, we have a partner portal where they can log into there, get all sorts of marketing materials, updated product information, things like that, that can be used for the reseller to help grow their business. And really a wealth of information is in that reseller partner portal. And with that, I will hand it over to Sarah, who will now take over and give us some great information about Snom. Sarah?
Thank you, Joe. Hello, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. I'm Sarah Boucher. I've been Inside Sales Manager with Snom for just under 5 years now. I do also have Ian Mitchell on the line with us, our support engineer. Today, we'd like to give you a brief overview of our new conferencing devices that we have available and the changes that we've made to Snom since VTech acquired us a few years back. Snom was one of the first in VoIP. We were founded in 1997, and we introduced our first SIP phone, the Snom 100, in the year 2000. By 2001, the Snom 100 was the first mass-produced SIP phone in the world. We offer a high-quality, feature-rich phone engineered in Berlin, Germany, along with our own acoustic laboratory in Berlin as well. VTech was looking to get into the SIP market, and with our sophisticated SIP stack and reputation, it was a great match for a partnership. Since VTech acquired Snom, we've had many positive changes. VTech is a vertically integrated organization, so this allows us to have control over the product from the manufacturing stage all the way to the end. We also have a very large warehouse in San Antonio, Texas. This allows us to get the product out very quickly. We're a one-stop shop. From desk and DECT solutions to paging, conferencing, headsets, you can get everything all under one roof. Snom has always offered a 2-year warranty on desk phones, but with the acquisition, we're able to increase our warranty up to 3 years, which is 2 years longer than other manufacturers. We also offer advanced replacement. So not only do you have that peace of mind for 3 years on a phone, if something does happen, we'll ship out a replacement right away. So there's no need to wait until we receive the RMA and go through that process. One other thing I want to mention in regards to the positive changes is we've also been able to adjust our pricing to become more competitive in this market. Snom was always priced as a premium brand level, but now with Snom Americas, with the VTech acquisition, we're able to compete price-wise. So we're able to compete where we never were able to in the past. And of course, another thing that is important is that we have sales and technical reps right here in North America. We're happy to help you via telephone or email. You can always reach someone. We offer a DECT conference phone as well as a DECT headset that you can pair directly to your desk phone or PC with our dongle. We also have a Wi-Fi dongle should the need arise, so you don't have to go to a third party for these items. So again, it's nice to have everything under one roof from one company. Another nice thing is that our entry-level D717 is a color screen, and that does compete with monochrome screens from the competition. And we do also, we do extensive interop testing with a lot of the major PBX manufacturers. So this allows for ease of use, simple plug and play operation, auto provisioning, and of course we have a redirection server. Another great advantage to signing up with Snom Americas is our partner program. All of our partners are held to MAP, minimum advertised price. So this increases margins for everyone. Once approved as a reseller with us, you're able to purchase NFR units directly through VoIP supply, and these are at a 35 to 40% discount. To become a channel partner with us, it's really quick to fill out the forms, and you typically will receive your authorization within 24 hours. So that's just a brief overview of our partner program. And with that, I'd like to hand the presentation over to Ian to discuss our conferencing solutions.
Hi, my name is Ian Mitchell, and I'm one of the product managers here at Snom and VTech. So yeah, we'll be talking about our conference solutions that we have. Some of you may be familiar with these under the VTech brand, but of course now we're transitioning everything to Snom. So one of these might be fairly familiar, but we also have a new cordless one that we'll be talking about. We can see here that our first kind of tried and true conference phone is the C520. This is a wired SIP conference phone, but one of the unique values about this particular one is it actually includes 2 wireless microphones. So we're all usually pretty familiar with your standard conference phone that'll typically just be kind of at the center of the desk, and typically has just a fixed microphone array, or there's a couple solutions that might have like wired microphones, so you've got cables running along the table. Well, this one actually has these 2 DECT wireless microphones that can stretch to the ends of the tables, or if you have a presenter at the front somewhere, they can just take that microphone with them and place it next to them, so they can still get that clarity without having to worry about having to talk a lot louder in order to increase their volume to be heard clearly or anything like that. So we do support, with the SIP conference phone, we do actually support up to 3 SIP lines instead of just a single SIP account. And this can be really useful, especially if you're doing deployments in more of like a shared space. You kind of see these a lot now with the shared businesses, where you might be in an office building that's actually shared between multiple businesses. And if you deploy this conference phone, you could actually have separate SIP accounts for those different companies. That way, the person that's making that particular call actually looks like their business and not one of the other ones. But if you just need the 1 SIP account, you still have access to that as well. In addition to the DECT radio that allows pairing for the wireless microphones that are included and actually get charged by the base itself, that same DECT connectivity can actually be used to give you a wireless expansion. So we have another product that we'll show a little bit later on that allows you to pair up to 3 completely wireless expansion speakerphones to this. So you can actually expand this one solution out to a much bigger space. So if you're more than just like a small boardroom, but maybe you're in more of like a training center or something like that, or if you have a a really large boardroom that you're trying to fill, you can actually deploy these wireless expansion speakers in order to give you that increased range. And just like those wireless microphones, there's not going to be any wires that are going to be on the desk itself. You don't have to worry about drilling additional holes into those desks in order to feed any of those wires. They do have batteries in them and everything. And then in addition to that, we also can use that DECT to pair our DECT headsets. So on the VTech side, we have like the VH621 DECT headset, and that could actually pair directly to the conference phone as well. And one of the reasons why we did this, and the same reason why we also included Bluetooth connectivity that supports both headset and mobile pairing, is you might have this conference phone actually in an executive office, and they don't want to have necessarily 2 phones. They just want to have a single phone in their office, but they still want to be able to have private phone calls. So by supporting a DECT headset or a Bluetooth headset, you can have your private calls, but at the same time, you can use the speaker to actually have a single person, speakerphone call, or of course you can use that to do an actual conference call itself. So, and of course with the Bluetooth, again, in addition to supporting the Bluetooth headsets, we also are supporting mobile pairing as well. So again, if you're back in that huddle space, or if you're in a boardroom and somebody wants to use their own mobile phone in order to make the call, so it actually looks like it's coming from their phone, very easy to do that Bluetooth pairing. We've got the indicator light, so you can clearly see what path you're using, whether you're using a PSTN or a SIP account to make the call, or whether you're using the mobile phone to make that call. Of course, with this conference solution, we have that lovely 3-year warranty, and also want to mention that those wireless microphones do support up to 12 hours of talk time. And again, they get charged by the built-in cradling into the systems. You don't have to worry about like a separate charging bank somewhere off to the side that would actually be used to charge those microphones. They just pop right back into their design spots in order to charge up for the next call. We can see this is the various connectivity options that we have. So again, we have the DECT connectivity that is providing connection for that expansion speakerphone that we see, the C520, along with the wireless microphones. We support Bluetooth, both for connect to cell and for headsets as well. So we see here, this is that expansion speakerphone that I was talking about. So the C520, this is an expansion speaker, its own battery. So you get, again, just like the wireless microphones, you're going to get up to 12 hours of talk time with this. And the great thing is you can actually pair up to 3 of these to the C520, and you can pair up to 2 of them to the next headset or the next conference one. We're going to talk about the C620. And we even offer a DECT dongle, the A230. And you can use that DECT dongle either on your PC or on one of our desk sets, our D717, 735, or 785, in order to provide you a wireless speakerphone for your desk phone. And again, you can dynamically change the audio between your desk phone and the conference phone just by hitting one button. So a very versatile, accessory here that we have. And again, the ability to pair up to 3 of these to the C520, you can fill a really good size space and make sure that not only can people clearly hear what the person on the other end might be saying, because of course you're giving more speakers around the space, but each one of these expansion speakers also includes 2 microphones. So as you're spreading, you're not only getting more volume that's being communicated, but you're also giving even more microphone pickup to clearly hear the people that are participating on that conference call. And again, fully wireless, so we don't need to worry about having to drill additional holes in tables or running cables that people might trip over. As you can see in that graphic, some of these scenarios might be actually separate desks within a room, and you don't want those wires to be strung around the floor that people could potentially trip on. And of course, that great 3-year warranty that we have. We can kind of see some scenarios where, if you've got that single conference phone, that's going to be for your small huddle room, or maybe a small conference room, but you can add one of the expansion speakers to get yourself like a nice big boardroom. And then of course you can add up to 3 of them in order to fill like that training space, or, you could have this in, a school classroom or something like that. So this is the new conference phone that we have coming out. We should have these available at about the end of December. And this one is a fully wireless conference phone. We take the great design of the C520, where we have the integrated wireless mics, and we actually make it a fully wireless conference solution. So you'll get a nice charging cradle that the conference phone itself can easily slip into, and it'll auto-correct its angle as you're dropping it in. You still get the wireless microphones. You still get the capability to expand additional wireless speakerphones, so you can add up to 2 C520s to this as well, to still get you into that bigger space. And this way, you don't have to worry about any wires being on the actual conference table itself. So this bundle actually includes everything that you see here. So you're going to get the DECT base station that's needed in order to actually be the piece that's provisioned with the SIP accounts, and what is the base and the microphones and the C520s are actually connecting back to. You're getting the completely cordless speakerphone itself, you're getting the 2 wireless mics, and you're getting that charging cradle. So with this solution, you could have that DECT base on the back table somewhere. You could even ceiling mount it if you want, and then you only have to worry about the charging cradle. Again, you can kind of put it on the credenza in the back corner somewhere. So when the conference phone does need to be charged, you can just kind of have it back there. And as soon as you actually need to make a call, you can just pick up that conference phone and drop it anywhere on the table, right in the center. So if you have like a nice glass boardroom table or something like that, you don't need to see the wires. You don't need to drill any holes in it. And you're going to get up to 24 hours of talk time if you're using a narrowband codec, or up to 12 hours of talk time if you are using a wideband codec. So you can use the solution all day long, or even multiple days, assuming you're not talking for 10 hours a day, which hopefully you're not. So again, a really great solution that's going to give you that good audio quality, because we do support the wideband codec and the wideband DECT signaling. So you're going to get that good, clear audio. You get the wireless microphones, so you can spread your users out, and you get the expansion speakerphones, so you can fill even a much bigger space without any wires to trip over. And again, we're still giving you that great 3-year warranty. You can kind of see some details just about the phone. So it is just a monochromatic graphical display, but it's a conference phone. You don't really need anything too fancy with it. You get the G722 wideband codec. You get 3 SIP accounts, whether you're on the C520 or the C620. So again, you can use these in a shared environment where you might have, one account for business A and account 2 for business B or whatever. Or if you want to have the separate identities in order for just specific users, they're going to be both PoE directly into the C520 itself, or of course on the C620, the PoE is going to be for the DECT radio. But the charging cradle is going to require an AC adapter, which of course we do include. And all of the wireless mics, of course, are going to give you that 12 hours of talk time, 70 hours of standby time, and you're also getting that on the expansion speaker as well, the C52. And we do have directory support, both local and LDAP. And then Bluetooth is only available on the C520. But again, the expansion speaker options is available on both the C520 and the C620. You just get 3 of them for the C520, and then up to 2 of them for the C620. Here's a lot of the service providers. We're constantly chasing interop like everybody else is. So we do have a lot of interoperability with these devices. And the other great thing is, if you are familiar with the VTech branded ones we had, the C52, these are essentially the same products. They've just been rebranded. So if you're familiar with those, it's going to be really easy to migrate to these ones. The web UI is going to be very similar, a lot of the same provisioning options and stuff like that. Go back to you, Sarah.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for your support and for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time. Contact information is here. We'll make sure that you all get a copy of the presentation as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's my info here from VoIP Supply. And yes, our marketing team will be sending out the slides and the recording of this presentation here in the next few days.
Oh, here's a question. What is the ideal room size for the new wireless conference phone?
So we don't have necessarily specific measurements, but what we can say is I know that we've personally tested it in one of our training rooms that we have. That's about, I think it's about 50 feet by 60 feet, and we can actually go even bigger than that. I mean, I believe the exact decibel on the speakers are around 85 decibels, and of course the DECT range. The DECT range will far exceed the possible space that you'd put it in. So it's about 150 feet per any one of those devices. So I mean, you're not going to necessarily put it into a convention center or anything like that, but you could easily fill your typical college classroom, or you could fill a large conference room. So, but I would say rough estimate, let's say a 60 by 60 foot room.
Perfect. All right. We're also getting a question here about what verticals are you seeing these demanded in?
Yeah, so I mean, you're gonna see it in your typical office spaces. So for the if we're talking about the expansion conference solution, you are going to see that more for your large enterprise businesses that will probably actually need to accommodate a training room, or you would see it in kind of a classroom environment, especially if those schools are going to be doing any type of remote training sessions or anything like that. So, and then for the other conference solutions, I mean, you'll see those in your shared huddle spaces, or even executive offices, or just standard conference rooms for your typical business environment.
All right, good answers. I think that's going to do it here for today. If any other questions do come up, you can always email them to us here at VoIP Supply, and we can get those answered. So I think with that, I think we can close it down here for today. Sarah, anything else to add before we go?
No, that's it. Thank you again. Thank you all for your time.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Yep,
okay.
Thank you.